return to the Civic Center in Portland in just a moment.
Well, Sokol Kiev making the Mariners pay for every little mistake, and it's been costly. 2 goals in this period and a 5-3 lead now for Sokol Kiev.
Including tonight's exhibition game against Sokol Kiev, the Mariners in the midst of a 4-game homestand, returning to action Friday night against the Hershey Bears. Edvard Valulin hit on the boards by Bears, loose in front of the net. It goes wide. Just getting enough of it was Ochinikov, but the Mariners break free. Rob McGinnis laid on the right wing, intercepted at the Sokol Kiev blue line by Dmitry Zinovayev. Zinovayev, a laid in from Yuldashov. He'll leave it. Shot deflected off the stick of McGinnis. Valulin almost got one there off of McGinnis' stick. Bob Beers now has some room. Will bang it off the boards. Unable to hold at the point. Shakrai. Mariners play it back to the Sokol Kiev zone. Running it up, Dmitry Zinovayev off his own goal line for Shakrai. Shakrai to Zinovayev. He'll carry up through center ice. Valulin blocked by Rob McGinnis. McGinnis and Valulin battle now. Yuldashov had it popped away by John Blum. Good stick work by Blum as Yuldashov was on full stride behind the Mariners net. Well, now softly to Rob McGinnis. Up the right dasher. It'll bounce down. Ray Neufeld gets to it and hands to Rob McGinnis. McGinnis with the Mariners on a tryout. Bounces it wide of the Sokol Kiev net. Sergei Lubnin will get the puck, and icing will be the call. With the scores, Sokol Kiev 5, the Mariners 3. 11:39 remaining second period. We'll return right after this.
All right, Sokol Kiev with a draw on the offensive ends. Vinzitsky on the draw. Cruikshank scored, of course, just back after missing a lot of action.
And he hasn't really done that much skating. He's been working on the bike and working on the weights. And coaches tell you the best way to get into game shape is get out in the ice, and you have a chance to do it with this international game here this evening. John Blum in his own zone. Around the boards for Jeff Circa. Circa pressured. Wide for Beraldo. Will bang. Pinching at the point. Keeping in is Tisplakov. And Jeff Circa puts a hard shoulder into Olyetsky, and the Mariners clear out. Cruikshank ahead to Mike Miller. Miller, right circle. Miller back to Cruikshank. On his heel, rebound shot on Shindrov. Couldn't make the save, but it was cleared up ahead and moved out to center ice by Olyetsky. Olyetsky up to Kuzminski. Kuzminski shot. Caprice makes a save. Rebound off into the corner. Sokol Kiev will hold his own. A delay penalty call coming against the Mariners. Zinstiski has it, and now the penalty will be whistled by Mark Fawcett.
Circa in front of the net, pushing people all over the place as he reaches down to pick up his stick, and then he'll head for the penalty box.
10 minutes, 47 seconds left second period. We'll see what will come of it. The Mariners down by 2 goals. Definitely don't want to go shorthanded, but that looks to be the case right now, Frank, as Jeff Circa does sit down.
Circa goes off, and we'll get the announcement on the penalty, but that'll put Sokol Kiev back on the power play.
Circa,
they're going to change goaltenders, of course, as they said they would. So Normie Foster will come in, and he'll be the goaltender for the Mariners now, as Frank Caprice will come to the bench. And we get another look and watch in the crease area. You see Circa trying to clear out. There he plants the guy right into the net. Now he roughs him up, and that ought to be enough to get you at least a couple of minutes. Roughing is the call.
They're going to bring the draw out to center ice.
9:13, the time of the penalty, and Sokol Kiev back on the power play and with a 2-goal lead at 5-3.
9 wins, 5 losses, and 6 ties for Norm Foster. Sokol Kiev in over the Mariner blue line. Malkoff back behind the net. Elter Malkoff hit by Beers. Up to his line mate, Butvinko. Butvinko with the most recent of the 5 Sokol Kiev goals. Now the Mariners clear it down the length of the ice. And Norm Foster with one of the best goals against averages in the American Hockey League, 3.43. Zinovayev drops, poked away by Beers, knocked out of the air. Oleg Sinkov hands back to Rakhanov. The Mariners set back in the box. Sokol Kiev on the power play. They try to slide it cross ice to Butvinko. Butvinko has it now. Ivan Botvinko to Sergei Lupnin. Lupnin out of the corner. Bouncing puck knocked down by Crawford. He'll start this shorthanded rush. Crawford's tripped at center ice, and that will do it for the Sokol Kiev power play. The Mariners draw the penalty with 9:40 left to go, second period. Lupnin goes off. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sergei Lupnin, there he is in the penalty box. A couple of minutes for tripping here at 10:20 of the period. Now that means they do go 4-on-4 for the next 54 seconds, and then the Mariners will have an abbreviated power play.
Anatoly Naida's line against Mark Montanari's line. Shoebottom to Ray Neufeld. Neufeld looking to move around to Yarostov. Does shot just wide of the net. All the way around the boards. Cleared through center ice. Shoebottom bounces off the stick of John Blum. Blum is pressured by Kudabukov. Got it to Shoebottom. Breakout ahead to Ray Neufeld. Second on the Mariners scoring list behind Scott Arlo. The Mariners leading scorer, Billy O'Dwyer, one of 4 players to be called up by the Boston Bruins yesterday. Naida, shot. I almost said Caprice. Norm Foster, of course, in goal for the Mariners. Norm wearing number 35 tonight. He looks to his far side. Montanari hit along the boards by Naida. And Bruce Shoebottom has it. The Mariners are 8 seconds away from a power play. That's when Jeff Sokol will return to action. Neufeld, partial 2-on-1 with Montanari. Neufeld, shot, score!
Ray Neufeld scoring for the Mariners. I don't think it came on the power play, did it? I think it came a second before the start of a power play. If it did, it's a big break for the Mariners as he just ripped one. His second goal of the game, and the Mariners get to within 1 now at 5-4. We'll get another look at it. Here he comes down the off wing with the right-handed shot on that left wing, and he just rips it home. And Ray Neufeld gets the Mariners back to within 1 as we get another look upstairs. Now look at them just drill that thing past the glove of Shundrov. Shoebottom picks up one of the assists, and the Mariners now are back within 1. It did come on the power play, so it is a power play goal for the Mariners. Their second of the game.
Right back comes Sokol Kiev. The shot up over the glove of Norm Foster. Picked up by Rob McGinnis. Mariners have scored their 4 goals in just 14 shots. And Yuri Shundrov. Down low, Miller. Shot. Shundrov save. And knocked down out of the air. Sergei Lupnin. Mike Miller's had his opportunities here tonight. Peter Doris kicks it to Miller. Backhander. Saved by Shundrov. And he'll hold on to it. Mike Miller getting up from his knees. Exactly where a goal scorer wants to be, and he gets a good round of applause from this crowd here in Portland tonight.
Yeah, Miller's had a couple of great opportunities. That time off balance, he's still got a lot of wood on the backhand. Look at him going down and falling and still got plenty on that backhand. But this time, Shundrov is able to get the stop, juggles it a little bit, but no one there looking for any rebound anyway. But a good pressure by the Mariners one more time now as they kind of tilt the ice a little bit. 8:15 remaining to play in period number 2. And the Mariners now, after watching Kiev build up a 2-goal advantage, now have gotten back to within 1 at 5-4.
Valerie Shakrai. Shakrai out to center ice, intercepted by Graham Townsend. Townsend wheels in the Mariners zone. Townsend, a rookie from the RPI. Jeff Circa, another rookie out there for the Mariners. Loose in the neutral zone. Picked up by Shakrai. Valerie Shakrai. Knocked away at the blue line. Good job by Lou Crawford. And the Sokol Kiev club will be called for offsides when they bring it back in. The Soviet Elite Division breaks up its schedule, Frank, into 2 stages. Sokol Kiev right now able to tour the United States because of the break between the first and the second stages. They're kind of like where the Mariners are right now. They're just above 500. They're smack dab in the middle. And after this tour is done, back in January, they'll get back into action in the Elite Division.
And they're going to do something you don't usually see the Soviets do. They're going to change up goaltenders, too. Vitaly Samoylov is coming in. He'll be wearing number 20 with 7:47 remaining to play here. Samoylov is a star. He was picked up in the offseason in a deal, I think, with Dynamo. And actually, as we said before, is probably their number 1 goaltender. And this is his 3rd appearance on this trip. So they're making a change also.
Samoylov, a former national team goaltender. He was on the 1987 Canada Cup club. Vladimir Tisplakov fires one wide of Norm Foster. He lugged it right through center ice. McGinnis to Mark Montanari. Seen a lot of ice time tonight. Ahead to Ray Neufeld. Comes in with Dave Buda. Neufeld with 2 goals, as does Bob Beers. Mariners trail by 1. Oleg Sinkov. Sinkov has wings on either side. He'll let them both go to the net. Now he'll skate to the net. His backhander is stopped by Bruce Shoebottom. Mark Montanari at center ice. Buda hands right back to Montanari.
Whoops, I think Neufeld a little anxious on that right side. Offside, and they'll bring it back out. 7 minutes and a second remaining to play in period number 2. 5-4, Kiev with the lead.
So for all intents and purposes, both Rick Bowness, coach of the Mariners, and Anatoly Bogdanov, coach of Sokol Kiev, starting their backup goaltenders tonight. Frank Caprice for the Mariners started against Yuri Shundrov, and now it's the kids enjoying the puck in the stands. From Blackwood, one of the few Pat fans still left. And the Mariners' #1 goaltender throughout the season, Norm Foster in goal.
Kulabukov out there in Nida. You better look out for this line.
They've done some damage tonight. Jeff Circa with Bob Beers through center ice. It's knocked down in the neutral zone right in front of the Sokol Kiev bench. A few more players on their bench than the Mariners. They have the full allotment of 18 skaters, 2 goaltenders. The Mariners only with 15 skaters. In comes Sokol Kiev. The drop pass. Zitnik went right to the net. Thought he might have an opening. It came loose to center ice. Mike Miller bangs in front of his own bench with Sergei Lubnin. Ziznik in his own zone. Sokol Kiev will use the entire ice surface. Sergei Lubnin brings in offensively, stops, sends across off the back of Anatoly Nida's stick. Mariners cleared back out to center ice. Zitnik along to Sergei Lubnin. On a pass that you would think would go right to a defenseman, a forward comes back for it. Picking up the puck was Ali Burkhanov. The Mariner blue line. Zitnik shot, never got through. Blocked by Beraldo. Beraldo set up the Mariner power play goal in the first period nicely. This time he clears it down the length of the ice. Back to touch it, Dmitry Zinovayev. He will, and icing will be the call. With 5:44 left to go in the second period, Sokol Kiev 5, the Mariners 4, and we'll be back with more hockey right after this.
Well, again, Sokol Kiev with a draw on the offensive end. Ovchinnikov on the draw to the right of Normie Foster.
Scott Harlow, whose alma mater, the Boston College Eagles, plays Sokol Kiev tomorrow night. Wraps it around the boards. Luke Crawford up ahead to Harlow. Harlow comes free, back behind the play. It's the right hand of Mark Fawcett, risen in the air.
Yes.
I think Bruce Shoebottom's the culprit, and he will go off.
Shoebottom's going off as the Mariners look to have a 2-on-1 break, but the call against Bruce Shoebottom, and that'll give Sokol Kiev their 4th power play of the game.
Big face shield on Bruce Shoebottom due to the injuries he received about 10 days ago. A skate came up, hit him in the face. He received 60 stitches. He came back just 2 games later.
So Shoebottom is off. 14:29 of the period. And the 4th power play of the game for Sokol Kiev. Thus far, they have been blank. They're 0 for 3 on the power play.
It's been the Mariners who've been able to click on the power play tonight. 2 of 3 so far. Scott Harlow. Harlow on a giveaway. Harlow off the line, stops, looks in front. Crawford was tied up. Ramil Yudashov up through center ice. Yudashov in over the Mariner blue line. Gets by McGinnis. Foster the save. Yudashov goes down. He takes the net off the moorings, and the face-off will come in the Mariners zone with still 1:38 left to go on the penalty to Bruce Shoebottom. He may be little, but Norm Foster stands tall between the pipes, and that's been the key this year. He stands up, he forces the shot, he is able to be there for the rebound. That's why he's had the big season.
Fans were looking for a call on Luke Crawford as Scotty Harlow tried to get the centering pass to him, but when he could not make the play, Crawford had 2 men tied up, one by the leg and one by the stick. There was no way that Sokol Kiev was going to break out of there with a full attack.
Right now, a little bit of repair work at the far end of the ice. We get a good look at the second goaltender we've seen, Vitaly Samoylov. He's the younger of the 2 Sokol Kiev netminders.
He was in goal last night, I think, isn't he, in that 4-2 win over the University of Wisconsin. He was also in goal in that scoreless tie, I think, with Fort Wayne.
That was on December 7th, just the day after the Adirondack Red Wings were beaten by Sokol Kiev 10-1. Sokol Kiev power play. Vladimir Tisplakov push it wide, and then by Kulabukov. Vladimir Kulabukov will exchange Now holding it is Ali Burkhanov. Mariners are shorthanded for the 4th time tonight, trailing by a single goal at 5-4. Minute 15 left on the Mariner penalty to Bruce Shoebottom. Mariners have been outshot 27-16. Now they try on the far side. Dmitry Yarostov. Yarostov off left circle. Naida had it broken up, and Gord Cruikshank breaks it off the far wing boards. Mariners change their penalty killers as it comes through the neutral zone. Anatoly Naida over the Mariner blue line, and they're going to call it offsides as his wing on the far side, Ali Burkhanov, kind of snuck in there.
Got in a little early, so a break for the Mariners as they force the offside. They can't get the power play set up. 46 seconds remaining on the roughing call to Bruce Shoebottom, and the 4th power play of the game for Sokol Kiev. Out shooting the Mariners 27-16.
Good break for the Mariners to get the draw outside the zone. Mike Miller to Rob McGinnis. He sees an opening and clears it down the length of the ice. Vitaly Samoylov in goal for Sokol Kiev right now. As we said, a former national team goaltender. And the most recent national competition he saw was the 1987 Canada Cup. Mariners in their own end. 23 seconds remain on the Shoebottom minor. And they clear it down the length of the ice. Chasing back, Sergei Lubnin. Lubnin scored in the first period and one of 3 unassisted goals by Sokol Kiev this evening. Bob Beers flips ahead, knocked down by Zitnik. Mike Miller bounces out to center ice. Beers on the two-handed rush. Short-handed now in front. Looks, finds Barolo just wide of the net. And Beers almost had the follow-up. The Mariners are back at full strength as it comes out to center ice. Bob Beers is a big part of the offense all season long for the Mariners. That time he and Baraldo almost tied this one at 5. 3:15 left to go in the second period. Oleg Sinkov. Sinkov in the slot, fires it in on Foster. Comes off the near wing boards. Dave Buda out there now for the Mariners. Bangs hard with Larry Botvinko. Foster way out of the Mariners net. He'll tip it off the Sokol Kiev player's stick and up into the seats. With 2:55 left to go second period, Sokol Kiev leading the Mariners 5-4. We'll return right after this.
Well, again, a draw for the Soviets in the offensive end.
Jeff Circa around the boards. The Mariners are back at full strength, having killed off the 4th power play of the night for Sokol Kiev. Told you earlier, Kiev is the town they play out of. Sokol, the translation, the Falcons. Doris in front, off the back of Dave Buda's stick. Buda back to Peter Doris. Doris seen a lot of international competition when he was a member of Team Canada before he turned pro. Up comes Ovchinnikov. Ovchinnikov, the drop pass, shot wide of Foster. Letting the rip go is Zinovayev. The defenseman will sneak in offensively. John Blum pulls it back behind his own net. Jeff Circa hit on the boards by Yuldashev. Loose in front, batted out of the air and knocked in by Ovchinnikov.
That's exactly it. They put a centering pass out there that was airborne, but Andrei Ovchinnikov just banged it in out of the air on the backhand. And the Soviets grab a 2-goal advantage again at 6-4. Andrei Ovchinnikov picks up the score. We get another look at it. Now watch him and watch it come from in behind, airborne, and there he whacks it home.
That's the first goal that's been scored on Norm Foster since he has relieved Frank Caprice. So the Mariners now once again trail by 2. Gotten as close as 1 on the second goal of the night by Ray Neufeld.
Balunin picks up the only assist. He put the centering pass in from behind the net.
Dmitry Yarostov sends it in. This time Foster settles it down for Shoebottom. Bouncing out to the point. Yarostov backs up, bounces it. Knocked down by Beers. Rink wide. Scott Harlow. Harlow works near circle. Back in front to Beers. Leads for Townsend. Almost was able to pull it to his stick. Got it caught in his skate. Sokol Kiev breaking back out to center ice. Good back check by Townsend. Sokol Kiev play on sides. Szynski knocked off the puck by Townsend. Bruce Shoebottom around the far wing boards. Scott Harlow. Harlow on the breakout pass. Here comes Luke Crawford, splits the defense. Crawford shot just wide as it was leaned onto by Dmitry Urostov. The puck comes clear out to center ice. Alexander Kuzminski. Kuzminski with Szynski, knocked away by Scott Harlow as we move to the final minute of play here in the second period. Mariners down by 2 at 6-4. There's going to be
we get a little
stoppage in play.
Little scuffling here. Kulabukov in front of the Mariners net, bench rather, with words for shoe bottom, but the linesman got over there very quickly.
With a break in the action, let's preview our second intermission. We go now to Jimmy Young.
Thanks, Scotty. Coming up in between the second and third periods, we'll talk with Mariners defenseman John Blum. Then we'll go back to the studio and hear from News 13's Tom Caron with a sports update. That's coming up in between the second and third periods. Upstairs to you guys now.
We didn't get any penalties out of that, just a little bit of a discussion, so play will go on. 54 seconds remaining to play in this second period. Now, maybe I spoke too soon. I
think Scott Harlow snuck off to the Mariners dressing room, and now Mark Fawcett
has gone over to the penalty timekeeper. Let's see if he did call anything.
There's only 54 seconds left to go in the second period.
He's pointing to Nida.
2 minutes for holding.
Nida's going.
Penalty on number 19, Scott Harlow. 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty is 19 minutes, 6 seconds.
Okay, so it's matching minors. Harlow for slashing, Nida for holding. And it comes at 19:06 of the period. Harlow has gone to the Mariners dressing room. Nida, as you see, in the penalty box. 54 seconds remaining in the second period. It was all even 3-3 after one. But a couple of quick ones had it a 5-3 lead for Sokol Kiev. Ray Neufeld on the power play got the Mariners back to within 1 at 5-4. But Abchenko, with that play, as we look at the trumpeter, has just given him back that 2-goal advantage at the 17:53 mark.
Mike Miller knocks it down out of the air. Held in by Beraldo, then knocked back outside the zone. Oleg Sinkov. Mariners will wrap it in and try to get something going in the final 44 seconds of this opening period. Sinkov gets it out to center ice from Zitnik. Sinkov drops the trailer, but Vinko, he's spun off the play. Held at the point. Sergei Lubnin. Lubnin, right circle to Sinkov. Doing a little bit of exchanging now as they try to circle, take a man with them and leave the puck. Bob McGinnis pushed along the boards by Oleg Sinkov. Comes loose for Peter Doris. Ahead to Beraldo. He'll bang it off the boards. 15 seconds now remaining in the second period. Up to the Mariner blue line. Sinkov in. He'll drop. The wrist shot taken by Malkoff. Save Foster. Rob McGinnis right on the doorstep. 2 seconds left to go, and there'll be a draw deep in the Mariner zone.
Malkoff trying to use McGinnis as the screen, but you saw Norm Foster react nicely, make the stop with 2 seconds remaining in the period. The Mariners just trying to hang on here now, trailing by a couple at 6-4. 31 shots on for Sokol Kiev to this point over 2 periods. The Mariners 17 shots on, and Kiev with a 6-4 lead.
Kiev will leave their goaltender in. Down the far end of the ice, Vitaly Samoylov. Only 2 seconds left to go. The puck is loose, the buzzer sounds, and that'll do it for the second period here at the Civic Center in Portland. And much like the first period, some exciting scoring in the second period, and the two clubs head off to the locker room. This time, Sokol Kiev with a 6-4 lead on the Mariners. As you say, Frank, the Mariners have been outshot 31-17, so only trailing by 2 goals. The Mariners still within reach, and I'm sure will come out flying when they break from the second intermission.
Yeah, they're going to have to, of course, as Sokol Kiev has opened up that 2-goal advantage. And the thing is, we talked a little bit about fatigue, and you have to wonder about that type of situation. The Mariners are skating 15-2, only 15 skaters out here. And you really do have to do some skating when you're involved with any of these Russian touring teams. And so it could be a matter of fatigue as we head for period number 3. But, you know, the Mariners are going to have to come out and open up because the first goal of that third period is going to be key. They've got to get that first goal.
Just around the corner, our second intermission is Jimmy Young is joined by John Blum. We'll also have Tom Caron back in our studios with an update. Stick around. It's coming up in just a moment.
All right, we're set to go with third period action, and as we started, Anatoly Naida and Scotty Harlow still in the penalty box as they picked up matching minors at 19:06 of the second period. 6-4, Sokol Kiev with the lead. Scotty?
Okay, Frank. Once again, we're glad you could all join us tonight on WGME as we continue a tradition of international hockey here at the Civic Center in Portland. Geraldo lost it at the Sokol Kiev blue line. Starting the rush, Oleg Simkov. Simkov off on the right side. Skate save Foster. And then Simkov knocked the rebound wide off the shot by Butvinko. Butvinko already has one tonight. Loose in front. Butvinko has two.
You said it. You saw the rebound. Nothing much more than Foster's going to do with that. He made the initial stop, but Butvinko just left alone there, point blank. Whips home the rebound, and that's the key, the one they were talking about. You get that first one, you get it 35 seconds into the period, and look out now. It stands at 7-4, a 3-goal lead for Sokol Kiev. We get another look at it. There you see the puck was mishandled at first and overskated, but there he is. He makes the initial poke check, it looked like, but right on the stick of Butvinko, and he just rips it through the pads, and he has his second of the game, and right now Sokol Kiev grabs a 3-goal advantage at 7-4.
Oleg Simkov was able to draw both the Mariner defenders on him as he went to the corner, and that left Butvinko all alone in front of the net. Ray Neufeld has 2 goals tonight for the Mariners. Holds onto it, sends off for Dave Buda. He'll leave for John Blum. Blum up through center ice, had nowhere to go. So he'll loop back to his own blue line. Blum off the boards to Mark Montanari. Montanari and Ray Neufeld through the neutral zone, along with Buda. Neufeld brings in. Neufeld